Hello, Poppy. How are you? Welcome to the live. The next name is Khushbu in the chat. Hello, Khushbu. How are you? Thank you so much for joining the live. Hello, hi. Who's here in the chat? Drop your name. Next name is. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, you too. Please tap on the screen, like the live. Hello, use. Sense, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Elise in the chat. Hello, Elise. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Blank Chat in the live. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. Next name who's here in the chat. Next name is Lina. Hi, Erich. How are you? Welcome back to the live. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. Thank you, Erich. Thank you so much. And next name we have Leaf Flicks in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And here is Leaf. Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is Branch Chang Bin. Chang Bin name is John. Hello, how are you? And here is next name is PK in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a nice day. And next name is Salmin in the chat. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live. And next name is Sahil in the chat. Hello, Sahil. How are you, Sahil? Next name is Abdul Rana in the chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Hool in the chat. Hello, how are you, Hool? Next name is Hyunjin in the chat. And next name is Alicia in the chat. Hello, how are you, Alicia? And next name is Askia. How are you? Thank you so much for joining in the live. And next name is BTS in the chat. Hello, how are you, BTS? Name. And next name is Simran in the chat. Hello, Simran, how are you? Next name is Noor in the chat. Hello, Noor. And next name is Hussein. Hussein, drop your name. Here is Permit in the chat. Hello, Permit. How are you? Thank you, Permit. Thank you, Ali, for joining in the live. Next name is Han in the chat. Next name is Hushi in the chat. Hello Hushi, and here is Alexa in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day. And who's here? Drop your name. Hello Pranit. The next name is well, no in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live, and your sister name Paris in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. You're welcome. Next name is Shannon in the chat. Hello, how are you? Next name is thank you for subscribing. Thank you so much. Next name is here is Tanvir in the chat. Hello Tanvir. How are you? Welcome to the live, Tanvir. next name is Mahi in the chat. Hello Mahi, how are you? Thank you Mahi for joining in the live. And next name is who's here in the chat. Zoha in the chat. Hello Zoha, how are you? And we have Love S. Thank you. And next name is Molly in the chat. How are you, Molly? And next name is Nimra Ali in the chat. Thank you, Nimra Ali, for subscribing. Thank you so much. And next, I see. Oh, in the chat, Leo. Thank you so much for joining the live. Have a nice day. And who's there in the chat? And I see Big in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Next name is Santi in the chat. Hello, how are you, Santi? And next name is Bilal in the chat. Hello, how are you, Bilal? And I see Linda in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in the live. Have a great day.